All right, welcome back. This week, we are diving deep into some huge updates from April 2026 that could really change the game for how you run your business and even how you manage your own money. So let's get right into it.
So, April has really shaken things up, hasn't it? We're talking massive legal shifts that hit everything from your company's basic structure to your personal finances and, crucially, your rights as an employee. We're going to break it all down for you so you know exactly what you need to do to stay ahead.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the big picture, the major strategic questions that every single business owner should probably be asking themselves right about now.
For the longest time, setting up a limited company was just what you did. It was the default move. But with dividend taxes going up, that's not such a clear-cut decision anymore. In fact, a lot of people are seriously thinking about hitting reverse and disincorporating, basically going back to being a sole trader.
And this really lays out the core dilemma, right? On one side, you have the limited company, which is great because it protects your personal stuff, your house, your savings, if the business gets into trouble. But the trade-off is higher taxes and more paperwork. On the other side, being a sole trader is way simpler, often better for tax, but you are the business. All the risk is on you. It's a huge decision, and there's no single right answer.
Okay, so it's not just about your company's legal shape. There's another huge operational change coming down the pike. And hey, if your business is still sending out old-school paper invoices or even just PDFs, you really need to listen up for this next part.
And check this out. This data from HMRC, it tells a really interesting story. The good news is, almost 60% of small and medium businesses know about e-invoicing. The bad news, less than a third are actually using it, and a tiny 10% have it properly integrated. That gap, that's not just about being behind on tech. That's a serious compliance headache waiting to happen.
And this is exactly why that gap matters so much. Come 2029, e-invoicing is no longer optional. It will be mandatory for all VAT invoices. Now, 2029 might sound like it's ages away, but trust me, getting the right software and systems in place takes time. This deadline is set in stone.
All right, let's pivot a bit. We've talked business. Now let's talk about your own money and your rights as a consumer. There are some really important changes here too.
And we're gonna start with some good news for pensioners. That number you see, that's a potential boost of £575 a year to your income. It comes from a 4.8% increase in the state pension. So, where does this come from? It's all thanks to the triple lock guarantee. That's the government's promise to raise pensions by whatever is highest: inflation, average earnings growth, or 2.5%. This year, it bumps the full new state pension to just over £241 a week.
But, as is often the case, there's a catch. While the payments are going up, the age you can start getting them is also on the rise. Starting this month, the state pension age begins its gradual climb from 66 to 67. So more money, yes, but you'll have to wait a little longer for it.
Okay, let's move on to something I think we can all relate to. You know that moment you sign up for a free trial, forget about it, and bam, you're paying for something you don't even use? Well, good news. New rules are coming to stop that nonsense. So here's the breakdown of how you're going to be protected starting in 2027. Companies will have to give you clear info before you sign up. They'll have to send you reminders before they renew you, they have to make canceling easy, and you'll get a new 14-day cooling off period. It's all about putting the control back in your hands.
And for our last big topic today, we're diving into some of the most significant changes we've seen in a while: employment law. These are genuinely landmark updates for workers all across the UK.
And we have to start with this. This is a truly pioneering new law coming out of Northern Ireland, a massive step forward for compassionate rights in the workplace.
So what does this actually mean? It means that employees in Northern Ireland now have a day one right to parental bereavement leave and pay if they experience a miscarriage. It's an incredibly important piece of support, and for now, it's a right that is unique to Northern Ireland.
And at the same time, over in Great Britain, that's England, Scotland, and Wales, there's been this huge wave of new day one rights, basically wiping out the old waiting periods for essential support. Sick pay now starts from day one instead of day 4. Paternity leave and unpaid parental leave, both day one rights now. This is a massive shift, and honestly, every single employer needs to get on top of this. Now. Whew, okay, that was a lot to take in, I know. We've talked business structures, invoicing, pensions, and a whole load of new employment laws. So let's boil it all down into a simple, clear checklist so you know exactly what to do next. So here it is, your to-do list. First up, take a hard look at your company's setup.
Is being a limited company still the best move for you? Second, get your accounting systems ready for that 2029 e-invoicing deadline. It'll be here before you know it. Third, update your HR policies immediately to reflect all these new Day 1 rights. And crucially, if you have staff across the UK, make sure you're applying the different rules for Great Britain and Northern Ireland correctly.
So, there you have it. We've gone from major business decisions to some of the most personal rights a person can have at work and as a consumer. The landscape has absolutely been redrawn. So the only question left is, what are you going to do about it first? Thanks for joining us.